my name is Jen Silver-Fletcher. My daughter got this cup, and her sister got it for her right before we moved from Vermont to Louisiana. And she used it one day right after we moved, and she couldn't get the cover off. And then I tried, she tried, and it just wasn't coming off. And just no matter what we did, it just wouldn't budge. And we just kind of joked and said, we'll just leave it on the counter and we'll keep trying. And I had faith that this cup would open. But one day God would give us the strength, one of us, and we would try and open that cup, and it would just, the cover would miraculously come off. And like God would give us that strength to do it. God brought the memory of this cup to my mind during my prayer time and reading his word. And it was specifically through Matthew 7:7. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened for you. For everyone who asks receives, and the one who seeks finds. And to the one who knocks, it will be opened. Prayers can be like that sometimes. You're praying for something. You're giving it everything you have. You have faith that even though it doesn't look like anything's happening, even though it looks like that cup is not going to open, that prayer is not going to get answered, God encourages us in his word to not give up. He encourages us to have faith. And he says that when you continue, keep knocking. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it will be opened. For everyone asks receives, and the one who seeks finds, and the one who knocks, it will be opened. He says that. So if he says it, it's true. I remember praying so hard for my marriage of 20 years to be restored. I prayed so hard for my ex-husband to come back home. I thought he would. If anyone asked me, those who are close to me, my kids, my friends, I said it was going to happen. God was going to bring him home. And that did not happen. And I know there are people watching this that it didn't happen for you either. But that doesn't mean God didn't hear your prayers. Sometimes when a door doesn't open, he's closing it. That doesn't mean it was his plan to have that door closed. But if he closes a door, he asks us to trust him that he will open a new one. You're knocking. I was knocking on that door. I wanted my marriage to be restored. He didn't come back. But God, he said, keep seeking, keep knocking, and to not give up. And I didn't. That was probably the hardest time in my life. But it was also one of the best times of my life. Looking back, it was so hard. I felt like there were days that I wouldn't make it. But it was on those days that I clung to God and I kept knocking. I kept trying. I kept knocking on that door. He was able to bring me to a place of letting go and accepting that he was closing that door and he was opening a new one. It got opened by the man who's now my husband and his son. It might have taken them some vice grips to get it open, but they got it open. It's just a cute little story that God brought to my mind to just remind me and remind you not to give up. Not to give up on your praying, whatever you're praying for. God hears you. He loves you and he has not given up on you. He sees where you are. He might not answer the prayer in the way that you think, but he will answer it. Keep knocking. He will find you. He never lost you. He is right there with you. The story of how my daughter and I moved to Louisiana from Vermont is written in this book of healing, The Journey Home. This is the testimony of my life and how God transformed my life and healed me. And it's available on Amazon or Barnes & Noble or anywhere books are sold.